Hi everyone, welcome to What I Eat in a Week in Costa Rica. I'm so excited as I've wanted to make one of these videos for so long and I enjoy watching them so much, so I really hope you enjoy seeing what I eat last week because it is now a couple of days later and I am on a new week still eating very similar things. And my diet has become a lot more simple here because I don't have access to everything that I did in England. My farmer's market is every Thursday, so you will see it on day 6 in this video of my little market haul and what I got from the shops. It is a lot more simple than in England. I'm not eating bread, which I used to eat every single day, because I haven't found a good flour. Rye, wheat, they don't grow here. There's corn here and I can't find an organic non-GMO corn flour, so I'm gonna have to wait for bread, unfortunately. And also some things are crazy expensive here. It's probably my least favorite thing about Costa Rica. Some things are just like really stupidly expensive. For example, coconut oil. Coconuts grow here. They literally grow here. In England you get a jar like this big of coconut oil, £2. Here it's like $20. It's crazy, and they grow here. So, and nuts. It's just crazy. So I do bring a few things from England. I bought a big bag of nuts, big thing of nut butter. What else? I bought coconut oil to a country that grows coconuts. It's crazy, but the produce, the fruit and veg that I do get is cheaper than England, which is great and which I'm grateful for and which I have been eating so much of. I've really enjoyed the meals that I've been eating and I hope you find some inspiration and I hope you enjoy them too. Let me know what looks the yummiest to you and I hope you enjoy. I will forever be pinching myself because most of my mornings start here with the sunrise. It is my morning medicine. It really sets me up for every day. I started day 1 with a fresh mint and white tea and a granadilla. It is such a delicious fruit. A huge goal here is to become fully self-sustainable, so as it was the full moon and I'm looking to grow biodynamically, I started my planting. I cannot wait for the day that I can start eating these fruits and veggies. This may seem weird, but it's one of my favourite breakfasts at the moment. These are peach palms and I've been loving having them with honey, olive oil and Celtic salt. They are so delicious and so nutritious too. Also, this honey is from our land, how special. Then I had this chicory and roasted Ramon seed drink. For a snack, I had some pineapple and my lunch was this delicious concoction of quinoa with loads of different veggies and sweet potato from the day before. I then planted even more things, including ginger and pumpkin seeds from the pumpkin that we have eaten, and I had a ginger tea. In the afternoon we went for a little explore and swim in the rivers on the land that we are so blessed to call home. I also filled up my life water flask. And when we got home I was so hungry, so I had a few of these lovely energy balls. We've been playing this game Rummy Cube or Rummy Cub every night while dinner's cooking. Day 2 again began with such a gorgeous sunrise. Grounding has been such an energy giver to me recently, so I walked there barefoot, slipping and sliding around in the mud, and it was so fun. I brought my mug of white tea with me to watch it and ended up getting there with half a cup because it had spilled everywhere. I'm aware my breakfast looks such a mess, but I'm just being real. I had some more peach palms, some leftover rice and lentils, avocado, nuts and lemon from the land, also with honey, olive oil and sea salt. I had a matcha, a chicory drink and some more chocolate energy balls. For lunch I made one of the most delicious soups I've ever eaten. I always make a very similar soup to this, but the ingredients of this one just hit differently. I've put them on the screen in case you want to replicate it. We have such an abundance of lemon trees on our land, and I love to use the leaves as tea, or in cooking they add such a beautiful flavour to soups. I had a big bowl of the lovely soup and ate it whilst grounded. I planted some veggie scraps from making the soup that will regrow, including coriander, celery and leeks. They're growing so much already. I also planted some coffee beans. I spent the afternoon planting some new plants and also my pineapple tops, which grow like this, a pineapple at the top. In celebration of cute pineapples, I ate some pineapple and drank a ginger tea. I went for a little afternoon walk in the local village and then enjoyed the rain. Dinner was a whole bunch of leftovers, including rice and lentils, soup, cassava and salad, as I'm trying to eat more fresh foods. I was craving some creativity, so I painted some stones to use as plant labels, and I also had a fresh mint tea. The morning of day 3 was a rainy one, so I stayed snuggled up inside. I read, I journaled and I drank loads of tea. I brought these drinks with me from England as I haven't found a good Costa Rican source yet. Here's a little plant update. Everything here grows so crazily quickly. Here is one of my favourite wild plants here, mimosa. It really amazed me the first time I visited. The leaves all close up as you touch them, and it's amazing that it's medicinal too. I went for a little muddy walk around the land. I picked some lemons, I saw some monkeys, and I just soaked in all of the beautiful rainforest. This is really the land of reishi, because every tree stump or fallen tree I find has so much reishi growing out of it. I've picked some and dried some, but here are some babies. Also wild vanilla that I check on every single day, because when there are flowers I will be self-pollinating them and praying every day for beans. When I got home, I made this drink that feels like internal sunshine to me. It's turmeric, black pepper, ginger, lemon and honey. I then made some nettle and ginger tea. I promise I do eat different breakfasts in this video, but it was more peach palms with some nuts, with my tea, with the usual. I then had a matcha, which I bought from England, and I forgot to bring my matcha whisk with me, so I did it very untraditionally, but it makes it so frothy. I prepared lots of lovely food, including a salad as I'm wanting to eat more fresh foods, a bean and vegetables dish, some rice and lentils, and I also made this plantain frittata for my friend, even though I don't eat eggs. It was made using local eggs. Here was my finished lunch. It was so delicious. I would like this for lunch every single day. I add black pepper and salt to every single meal. This is the salt that I love adding after cooking. It has loads of different organic veggies and herbs in. I had a methylene blue and I made a chalky chia flax oat pudding, which I also had some of after it had been in the fridge for a little while. In the afternoon I took some cuttings of plants we already had. I made this natural rooting hormone alternative, dipped them in it and planted them around the land. Here are some cashew flowers as well. I don't know what I expected them to look like, but I didn't expect them to look like that. I thought they'd be like white or yellow. For dinner I had soup, and as always I had a tea. Tonight was mint. Day 4 was another beautiful morning, which meant I went to go and watch the sunrise. It was so pretty. It is never the same, and that is just so special and incredible to me. When I got home, I got all cozy, I started this new book, and I drank a fresh mint and white tea. I finished off the last of the sunshine drink and had some pineapple, and I had a huge plate of leftovers for breakfast, which was just so good. I'm loving savoury breakfasts so much. I had a very frothy matcha and took a little trip down to the river just to dip my feet in and go for a little walk, and the trees were raining, and I've come to realise it's a phenomenon that's very common in Costa Rica, where the trees let go of all of their water. It's so magical. One of my favourite things lately has been making sun tea, basically infusing herbs in water and laying it out in the sun for it all to infuse. This was rose and blue lotus sun tea. I had a very cheeky, delicious chocolatey lunch of that chocolate pudding with melted chocolate on. I went for a rainy walk and then I drank my sun tea. I watched the sunset from the house and ate loads of leftovers for dinner. On day 4, I was blessed enough to watch another beautiful sunrise. I also filmed another video this day, which is already on my page. It is what my skin eats in a day. When I got home, I made a lovely jasmine matcha tea. I love this, the Chi brand. It's my favourite brand for flower teas. I have a discount link and code in the description. My favourite way to start the day is with fruit. So I had some pineapple and granadilla, and then I had a drink of roasted Ramon seed and Kotipu coffee. Here is what it's all about if you want to read it. I had a later breakfast than usual, more of a brunch of just leftovers. I'm sorry it's so repetitive. Later on, I made some energy balls. I am so sorry, but I never measure anything, but I've put the ingredients on the screen and I feel like you can't really go wrong with those. I ate quite a lot of those for lunch. I picked some lemons from our huge abundance. I watched the sunset and then I made dinner. I'm quite literally obsessed with this lemony, oily bean dish that I've been making, so I made another variation and served it with a regular and a sweet potato. I started day 5 with a lovely gloomy sunrise, which I loved all the same, and I came back, read, ate some pineapple, drank some tea, and ate more peach palms and nuts and olive oil and honey and salt. My neighbour bought some gifts of water apples from his tree and an orchid. I soaked some sea moss the night before so I could make my own this morning. I added fresh ginger, turmeric, lemon and black pepper. The cleanup involved me eating a lot of sea moss and it is absolutely delicious. Lunch was a baked sweet potato, some beans and cucumber. After my walk, I laid in the hammock with a cacao and my book. I made a very cosy and English dinner of baked beans and jacket potatoes. Day 6 was market day. We carpooled with a neighbour to the local farmers market, and it was a really exciting day because I love having a fully stocked fridge. I began with a white tea in the hammock and then had a matcha, some sea moss and some energy balls, which I was dipping in my matcha. I love going to the farmers market. Look at all this beautiful fresh produce. I really enjoyed the day out. On the way back, my friend and I got caught in a thunderstorm, which was crazy and so fun. While I was out, I snacked on some breadsticks and I also had a kombucha, which made me actually quite tipsy. I don't think the alcohol content is regulated here. Here was our lovely, beautiful, colourful grocery haul. I also tried a new fruit, which I didn't like very much. I had some white pineapple as a snack, some leftovers for lunch, and this evening we went on the most beautiful, magical sunset walk and I manifested a rainbow too. I was literally like, oh, I haven't seen a rainbow yet, I'd love to see one. Turned around and 2 popped up. I made a huge new soup brimming with veggies, and I ate it with some corn cakes and olive oil. My last day, day 7, began with a morning of journaling, a white tea and a methylene blue. I had some pineapple and sea moss, and ever since this day I've been eating this every day. It's the best combination ever. I am a woman of many beverages, so I had a matcha, a chicory drink, and then for lunch I had a huge overfilled bowl of vegetable soup and some breadsticks. I had an afternoon cacao chilling in the hammock. It was so beautiful. I watched the sunset. I had some nuts while I was waiting for dinner, and dinner was some quinoa, salad and roasted cassava. So crispy, so good. So that was everything I ate for a week in Costa Rica. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!